Merry Christmas from the Magic Kingdom. Well, it's not Christmas, it's not even Thanksgiving, but it is a chilly November day here at the Magic Kingdom, the most magical place on earth. And I'm gonna give you guys an early Christmas gift, one that'll keep giving throughout the whole year. Now, just like Walt's original Magic Kingdom out at Disneyland in Anaheim, the Magic Kingdom here at Walt Disney World is designed the same way, just like you would think of a movie house. Here's the grand entrance of the movie house. You've bought your ticket. You have all the tickets you need to do all the attractions you want. And then right here is what separates you from being out in the real world and fantasy, because right up here, they both have this. Here you leave today and enter the world of yesterday, tomorrow, and fantasy. That's out at Disneyland in Anaheim and also here at Walt Disney World. And then once you get your ticket, what do? You see the upcoming attractions. See, the attraction posters here are like what you are going to see. And you've entered into the theater. These are the different attractions you could possibly choose to see, like a different film. And then once you make your way into the main theater, which is the main show, of course there's popcorn on the left there, and here's the main show. Did you know these stairs were used in an Ozzy Osbourne album, the back of an album? It's true. Ozzy Osbourne and his entire band came here to the Magic Kingdom and did a photo shoot for one of their albums. Hi everybody, and welcome to the World of Micah. I'm going to walk around this park, the Magic Kingdom here at Walt Disney World, and I'm going to tell you everything I know as I walk by. I have no plan. I'm going to walk in here. I'm going to tell you as many facts as I possibly can, and you can utilize these the next time you come to the park and you have friends or family, or you're by yourself and you want to find some things, some interesting things you might not know about, some historical things, little Easter eggs, tidbits. Now, let's take a closer look. Did you know the reason Main Street USA looks the way it did is because Walt Disney grew up in a small town that looked kind of like this, and he wanted to pay tribute to that small town. And that's why Disneyland and Magic Kingdom here at Walt Disney World looks like the turn of the century. Did you know all these arcade games here on Main Street, the train station, were once at the Penny Arcade here at Main Street? And you can walk in here and still see some of these if they are working. This one is working. All right, so what you do is you just flip this, and as you see, there's a film happening. And the name of that is the Car Train Gang. Oh, the Car Train Gag. So yes, there are a few things left over from the Penny Arcade that was once down on Main Street, USA. And Walt Disney loved trains. And if you walk underneath the train station, there's like a whole museum here all about trains and the people who the trains are named after, including Roger E. Broggie. Or you might remember this name, Roy O. Disney, who was Walt's brother and who is pretty responsible for opening this place. On the other side here, you had the Lily Bell, who was named after Lillian Disney, Walt's wife, and of course, the man himself, Walter E. Disney, and his train, the Walter E. Disney, the old number one. Did you know this used to be a Sun Bank? It's called the Sun Bank. Literally a real working Florida bank. It was an Orlando-based bank, later called SunTrust, but it operated from June 24th to June 23rd for 20 years, 77 to 97. It's crazy. There's some photographs from online of what it looked like on the inside, and it was a really cool little working bank. You could go in and I guess you could get the Disney bucks in there. Do you guys remember those? The Disney dollars? But now it's the Chamber of Commerce. You go in here for like lost and found and package pickup. They have it on the window right here, package pickup. But when you used to walk in, these were all little tellers right here. You could get some moolah to spend out in the park. The reason this is called the Engine Company 71 is because Walt Disney World opened in 1971. Did you know right across is the real working barbershop? Established in 1886, actually 1971, but this is the old Harmony Barbershop, and you can go in here and get a real haircut. At one point they had these double-decker buses in Epcot, and I've done some videos in the past showcasing some of the buses I have found. They moved them here to Main Street. Tucked away across from the Emporium, if you look over behind the Crystal Arts, there's a voice and singing private lesson and music and dance lesson window right up here. And if you listen very carefully, sometimes you can hear the singing and the dancing, and it's really cool. There's little speakers right there. If you get it right, you can hear it. Now, a lot of people know this, but if you didn't know, all the windows on Main Street USA are a tribute to all the Imagineers and people who worked on this place. This one up here is all the real estate names, the fake names that Walt and his brother and everyone at Disney gave while they were buying up the land here little by little, because that's what they did. They bought this land little by little and for very cheap. Man, I had to get out of Main Street. I was going to stay there all day. There's so many secrets and hidden things. I got to get down into the actual park, right? There's a real suite inside here, even though this is used with forced perspective. If you and I were to stand up here, we would throw it off. And there is a suite inside the castle here. I have no idea how you win the lottery or what you have to do to stay in that suite, but it does exist. And there is an elevator that takes you there. Also used to be a gift shop in this castle. All right, let's head into Liberty Square and Frontierland. So much good stuff in Liberty Square. I love this little area. I like the theming, especially around the holidays. Now, if you remember a TV show called The Wonderful World of Color, when they switched over after 71, they would no longer show Disneyland's Sleeping Beauty Castle. They would show Cinderella Castle. And this is the angle from the TV series that they would show right about here. And then the fireworks would go and Tinkerbell would count us into the premiere of whatever the TV show was. And Tinkerbell would welcome us to whatever movie or TV show we were going to be watching that night. So in Liberty Square, there's a music, voice, and lessons by Ichabod Crane, and his are right up here in this window. Very cool, right? And it's right across from Sleepy Hollow Refreshments, so you can visit the Headless Horseman and Ichabod Crane year-round. Now, everyone knows this little thing, but I got to tell you, the reason this looks the way it does is because back in the day, people used to dump their you-know-what out of the window, and there was nowhere else to put it. So it goes in the street, and that's why it looks brown and looks like poop, because it is. So the ye old Christmas shop would just open that window or front door and toss everything out into the street, and everybody's walking in it now. Gross. Yes, this is a real replica taken from the mold of the Liberty Bell. Right here. This replica is truly cast from the Liberty Square using the same mold from whence the original bell was sprung. Pretty cool. There's even a little crack right there in the bell, if you find it. You never know who's gonna show up. Wow, look at that. There's Big Al over there. I don't know if the water will ever flow again over here, but this used to be called the Little Mississippi. And the water would flow all the way through to the rivers of America. And now that the rivers of America are no longer here, I wonder if this is a thing of the past. It's right here at the entrance to Frontierland. Inside Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn, there's all kind of props in there from the legendary past of the Old West. You can see props from Zorro, even Pecos Bill. And the next time you're over here at Pirates of the Caribbean, tell someone that it's based off of kind of the influence of St. Augustine being so close, and how the forts and everything in St. Augustine look. We do have some pirates in Florida, and it's not just here at the Magic Kingdom. I thought that was cool that the Imagineers threw that in, some local lore here. Now, there are two attractions at Walt Disney World that are named after Walt Disney. The Enchanted Tiki Room is known as Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room. There's another attraction here that also has the name Walt Disney's before it. And also in Adventureland, when you're in Agrabah, if you look on the ground, you'll see all kinds of jewels, jewelry, and different priceless items all embedded into the ground. There's even a Mickey right there. And there is a secret magic lamp hidden here in Agrabah if you know the right place to look. See that straight ahead? I think that's a magic lamp. We'll head inside Island Supply Sunglass Hut. And right here at the Zanzibar, the lamp's in there. In recent years, the Florida Orangebird has returned to Walt Disney World. There was a time when this was a thing of the past. He used to meet here in Adventureland, but that was long, long ago. All right, Fantasyland and Tomorrowland, let's go. And right here, this was the front entrance to the King's Gallery that was here from 73 to 2007. Isn't that crazy? They had European clocks, chess sets, all kinds of stuff, but you could walk in to the shop this way. And there's also another door right here for the exit or entrance to the King's Gallery. Man, that's tough to film. There's a lot of people here today. Now it's a part of the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, but back in the day, you could go in and buy all kinds of goodies. And I've always wanted to do this on film and hopefully get it. That would be the coolest thing. You can walk up to the Sword in the Stone and see if you can pull it out. Let's see. Nope, it's not for me. That's okay. Bet you didn't know this was the oldest ride in the park. It was built 1917 by the Philadelphia Toboggan Company. Now they hide the fire hydrants here at Walt Disney World, and Peter Pan's Flight has one of my favorites. Yeah, right here at the exit, Fire Chief Eric Ferrari, Lost Boys Fire Brigade right there. That's a fire hydrant. So many hidden secrets here at the Haunted Mansion too. I'll show you a few of my favorites. This carriage right here is from the 1965 John Wayne film, The Sons of Kate Elder. You can see it in a few scenes in the movie. Thought that was really cool. That randomly happened to be the horseless carriage here at the Haunted Mansion. Now, I don't know if this is official, but if you look at the top of the mansion, you'll notice that the little spires all on top kind of look like chess pieces, like you're playing a game of chess. The wind vane here is a bat, which I love. There's so many different things at the Haunted Mansion. Ride the ride. There's so many more secrets in there. I've done a video showcasing some secrets inside the Haunted Mansion. But yeah, if you're waiting in line, you're like, hey, you see that horseless carriage? See, it's a horseless carriage. That was in a John Wayne movie. Now, this used to be where the Fantasyland Skyway buckets would sit, and they would carry you from here all the way to Tomorrowland. Now, it's a bathroom. Does anybody remember riding the Skyway buckets over to Tomorrowland? You would pass over this way. And right next to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train is one of the best hidden Mickeys ever. It's a hidden Oswald. Remember Oswald the Lucky Rabbit? Well, there's a hidden Oswald. It's on the ground. If you're looking at Beast Castle and you're gonna go eat at Be Our Guest, it's on the ground. It's a little difficult to find, but when you find it, snap a picture of it, because it is a hidden Oswald. Now, right next to Little Mermaid and King Triton here, if you look up, there's a nice little hidden Mickey right there, 2 ears in the face. And right here, H. Goff stands for Harper Goff, who was an Imagineer. Let's do a storybook circus stroll, shall we? Now, our Timothy Mouse at our Dumbo the Flying Elephant is holding a feather. But the original Dumbo the Flying Elephant at Disneyland, he's holding a whip. 2 little differences here. And also, we have 2 Dumbo the Flying Elephant. So there's hardly any wait for Dumbo. Now, Casey Jr. down here is normally a water area, but on a cold day like today, you can walk around and see some of the hidden things. As you walk around the train, you will see some dates. And those dates signify all the different parks that opened here, the 4 different parks. 71 with Magic Kingdom, 82 with Epcot, 89 with the Disney MGM Studios, and 98 with Animal Kingdom. There's also a little nod to Walt Disney's Carolwood house, where he had his own miniature train in his backyard. That's what Carolwood Park is. That was Walt and Lillian's house in California. In 1971, when this first opened, they didn't have a cover on it like this. They didn't have the overhang cover. I bet they changed it right after the first rain in Central Florida, because those teacups were probably full of water like they would be of tea. There's old photos of this completely uncovered. Unbelievable. Wow, do you guys remember when this was the cool ship and it had the Fly the Navigator ship right up here that they repurposed? Man, now it's Astrofizz and it looks beautiful. I'm obsessed with it and I love everything about it. I just wish they put the Fly the Navigator ship back up top. Where is it? Where'd it go? All right, let's hop aboard the People Mover. This is one of the best ways to get around Tomorrowland, in my opinion. There's something here I want to show you all on the People Mover. By the way, when you took the Skyway buckets to Tomorrowland from Fantasyland, that's where you exited, right above the bathroom behind Joffrey's Coffee. Yeah, no more rocket from Fly the Navigator. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yes, there is.
Spacecraft to monster labs. There's really nothing like today in Tomorrowland.
They just talked about if you had wings, which was an attraction here in Tomorrowland way back in the day. But our first stop up here on the left, I love it. You will be able to see the original model of Walt Disney World's Progress City, which was supposed to be Epcot. So we passed by Cinderella Castle here. Here it is in all its glory. And I love that they actually talk about it here on the People Mover.
First up, Progress City.
There it is.
Walt Disney's amazing dream.
That's the model from WED.
Did you know Progress City inspired Epcot and a lot of the visionary ideas throughout Walt Disney World? Look, there's even a tiny People Mover.
Does anybody else miss the plug when they would talk about Mickey Star Traders on the right, and as we would blast off, you would hear Mickey Mouse say, "It's out of this world."
Except action stops. Those are
I missed that. I love Tomorrowland, if you haven't noticed.
Now approaching Tomorrowland Speedway and Tron Light Cycle Run.
I love a good circuit, and these are two of the best tracks of the cosmos for a bit of light, speedy competition.
All right, we're heading into Space Mountain, and inside there's a giant asteroid projection of what looks like a cookie, and I believe it was Roy Disney's wife, Edna, who used to make the cookies. And one of the guys who was working on Space Mountain here took the cookie, scanned it in, and put it as an asteroid on a big projector. And as we enter Space Mountain, if you look up, sometimes you can see it. I'm hoping I can grab it on this go around. Starport 75 is because they opened Space Mountain in 1975. Alright, let's see once we get through this area. If you look up, it's only in a slight spot. Definitely can see it when you're riding the ride.
At the most refreshing retreat in the galaxy.
Alright, I'm looking around for an asteroid cookie. Is that it up there? That might be it up there. It's in here. It is in here. There it is, I see it. The asteroid cookie. I forget who told me that information. I love that information. I think that's so cool. And obviously on this episode, there's so many more secrets and hidden things all on the attractions themselves. But I kind of just wanted to walk around today and, you know, point out some things that I knew as I'm walking around. I had no plan. It just felt good out today, and I was like, you know what? I love a good video talking about secrets and history.
To your right is the Astro Orbiter.
It sure is, but hold on, Orak. Right over here is what I was talking about. This was the Skyway Bucket station right here. If you remember back in the day, that's where you would get dropped off or board to head over to Fantasyland. Ooh, and the Walt Disney World Railroad. It's right behind us. on the other side there. This lady's belt buckle is actually a hidden Mickey on it. Super glad I did this though today, and I hope you all enjoyed it. It was a fun day. Now, do you remember the attraction I was talking about that also had Walt Disney in front of it? Well, this is it, Walt Disney's Carousel of Progress, which is going to be adding an animatronic Walt Disney to it very soon. I'm so excited about that. Goodbye, Magic Kingdom. Thank you for a wonderful day. Today was fun. I needed this. I needed some good weather, and I just wanted to walk around and see all the things I remembered of Magic Kingdom. Maybe I'll do this for the other parks. I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, stay weird. Goodbye.